upper room.
Of course, today is Tuesday, by the way, in case you've lost count of days. It's Tuesday, and every Tuesday on the program, we talk politics, strictly politics. Today is going to be no different as we take some of the messages that you've sent to us via written voices. This says, good morning, Charles and God's love. I want to thank Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu for congratulating the people, Governor Mr. Obaseki, for the victory in Supreme Court. This is from Wilfred, all the way from Upper Sakwamba. Thank you so much. And whereas APC's congratulatory message to Governor Obaseki can be taken with suppressed laughter, the appeal for out-of-court settlement and reinstatement of some of its members is a hypothetical afterthought that is unacceptable. It should not have been mentioned in the first place. All right, thank you so much. You didn't include your name. Please always include your name and your location when texting. Okay, this is Lagos Man Orosanye from Ego Axis. It's just telling us Happy New Month to you and I. Happy New Month to you, Lagos Man. Thank you so much for always listening. And okay, I think that's it for
Check the WhatsApp.
The messages we have on our text message. Yes, I remember putting out the WhatsApp number. Let's look at the WhatsApp messages that we have this morning. If there is any still on the Written Voices platform, which comes up before the program dialogue. Okay, we do not have any messages on the WhatsApp platform. Remember, you could always react. The WhatsApp could be as fast as also the text message. The WhatsApp number is 0812-178-9154. So this morning, straight up, we'll be looking at the victory of Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State. We're going to be looking at his victory at the Supreme Court, and then we're also going to be looking at the reactions from Comrade Adams Oshomale and Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu. They all put out a congratulatory messages to him. And then we understand that PDP, they are also reacting to the congratulatory message from APC. Of course, we're going to get the side of the PDP on this, as we'll be speaking to Chris Nehikari. He's going to be our guest. And if there is still time, we'll take the reactions of some state governors to the security situation in the country. Okay, these will be forming the crux of our conversation this morning on the program, but just after this short break, please stay with us.
Join the conversation on KUFM's dialogue as we introduce Written Voices. You can now keep the conversation going beyond 10 a.m. Send us your views on topical or burning issues of the moment, news, current affairs, or social-political issues that you may wish to share your thoughts on. It must be civil, factual, straight to the point, and in not more than 150 words, and we will give it a voice. Send your views to kufmdialogue@gmail.com or via our WhatsApp platform on 0807-552-7556. Keep the conversation going. Dialogue. Your voice counts.
Welcome back. Of course, the victory of Godwin Obaseki in last year's gubernatorial election. We know that most times in Nigeria, when one person wins an election, automatically the other person goes to court, right? It's almost like, how do they say it in mathematics now? Inverse proportion, like as one wins, the other one goes to court. So it wasn't different here in Edo State. Governor Godwin Obaseki won a second-term re-election. Now on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, from where he crossed over from the All Progressives Congress, basically exchanging positions with his political adversary, Osage Ize-Iyamu. He won at the High Court on January the 6th. He won again at the Supreme Court. And of course, on Friday last week, he at the appeal court, and then on Friday last week, he won at the Supreme Court. So that victory, when it came at the Supreme Court, generally when politicians win victories at the Supreme Court, they always celebrate. Interesting, we've not even seen the governor celebrate himself. We've not seen any video of him celebrate. It's just been the deputy governor and members of the...
But of course, I think he has reacted to it.
He was not. I don't think he was around when the judgment came. But a statement has been put out on his behalf. But one person who spoke to the press immediately after that was the chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Tony Azegbemi. This was what he had to say.
We, as a party, we are elated we are excited, we are happy, we are all over, we're in cloud 9, flowing from the judgment that we got today at the Supreme Court, affirming for perhaps the 6th, 7th time that our governor was properly elected, that he had the certificates that he gave to the INEC for the elections, and that all what was just being done was distraction. But thank God for today. We're not talking about distraction today. We're talking about being happy and thanking God for what we got today from the Supreme Court. The judgment pertains for us as a party a lot of hard work in front of us. And we will enjoin all Edo people to be ready for that bumpy and very hard-working time that we're going to have going forward. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a tea party, but we should just be ready. All of us, the PDP, the APC, the non-partisan person, we should just roll up our sleeves and be ready to work and support our governor because of the vision he has for Edo State.
That was the chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State, Dr. Tony Azegbemi, speaking right there in the aftermath of that judgment. But on the steps of the Supreme Court right there in Abuja, the attorney representing Governor Godwin Obaseki and his deputy, Philip Shaibu, spoke to the press just the moment they stepped out of the court. I'm talking about Ken Mozi Hassan and Philip Shaibu. This is what they have to say.
It's not announcements, there were judgments. There were 5 appeals filed against decisions of the Election Tribunal, and the court today, in a virtual sitting, dismissed all 5 appeals. In other words, he affirmed the decision of the tribunal. The issues essentially raised are the same now, that has now been decided at various levels of court. Same issue of certificates for the governor, His Excellency, and the deputy. And the various courts have repeatedly affirmed that the certificates are not forged. He did not provide any false information, and that he won the elections fair and square. We won in the Federal High Court. We won in the Court of Appeal Abuja. This same issue of certificates, they took it to the tribunal. Essentially, the courts have re-emphasized it. They are genuine. He attended the school. He earned the certificate. Same for the deputy. The Court of Appeal has now reaffirmed it by dismissing all 5 appeals. So that is the position. So we await the thing. We have won again, and it's become habitual with us, as it were. So thank you, as it were. All right.
I want to thank God for the judgment, and they just delivered justice, not just judgment. Justice also goes with this judgment. And I also thank God for our courageous judges. The court is the last hope of the common man. It actually has been re-established again today. From the tribunal to the Court of Appeal, same judgment. You cannot build something on nothing. They have consistently repeated it. So my joy is that first to thank God, thank the judges for being courageous, and to also thank our legal team and Edo people for their prayers. They boast with their powers. They go to the street, they hold meetings and boast that the court is in their pocket. These judges have shown that the judiciaries are not just independent, but we have courageous judges that would deliver justice, just like they've done today. And I'm so thankful to God for them. And they have also re-established that the court really is there for all of us and for justice.
That was Philip Shaibu speaking there. I mean, there were other reactions by him as well, but for want of time, we decided to just take his statement there. Meanwhile, remember, you don't go to court alone. You go to court against other people on the other side. And who were on the other side? Well, we know for sure that the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Pastor Usagi Ezeyamu, was on the other side. The former national chairman of the party, APC, and the former governor of Edo State, and the erstwhile maybe if you like, you can say godfather, the former godfather of the current governor, Comrade Adams Oshomole, was also on the other side. What has their reaction been? Well, we understand that Comrade Adams Oshomole has congratulated Governor Godwin Obaseki on his recent victory at the Supreme Court. Now, Oshomole wrote a letter to Obaseki, and in it, the letter reads, "Congratulations on your victory at the Supreme Court, which has effectively laid to rest all matters arising from the last election." I'm reading the letter verbatim now. "As I had repeatedly reminded you during our several meetings, our relationship has, through the years, developed beyond being friends to being brothers of different parents. Whatever happened is unfortunate, and I believe God has reasons for everything. I have put all behind me and moved on. As I have consistently advised, please be magnanimous in victory. You are the governor of all Edo people, regardless of political leanings. Once again, congratulations, Your Excellency. Please accept the renewed assurances of my very best wishes and high regards." What do you call it? A touch of class from Comrade Adams Oshomole. That was, an excerpt from the letter he wrote to Governor Godwin Obaseki. What about Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu? Well, he also did write a letter, even if his own letter was a bit, I don't know the language to use, not as straightforward as that of Comrade Adams Oshomole, because in the letter he wrote, and I quote, "For the records, Your Excellency," okay, I'll start from the, "For the records, Your Excellency, your supporters had," this is from Ize-Iyamu now, "had instituted 13 different pre-election cases against my deputy and I, all seeking to disqualify us from participating in the election. On our part, our party, the APC, had only one case against Your Excellency and your party. We also deliberately did not go to the elections tribunal, not because we did not have issues, but because we felt it was better to allow you face the job at hand, more so as our party at the national level had already congratulated you. We are happy that all these cases have come to an end. Now that it is all over, please accept my congratulations." Well, it didn't end there. Ize-Iyamu went on to appeal to the governor to consider the issue of the 14 constituencies which are without representation at the State House of Assembly since 2019. He said, and I quote, "Having said that, I want to appeal to you to kindly..." Okay, hold on, please. "Having said that, I want to appeal to you to kindly consider the pertinent issues of the 14 constituencies, including the 2 in your local government, Oredo, and the 2 in your deputy's local government, Esako West, that are presently without representation at the Edo State Assembly. Though the matter is in court, you are in a vantage position to consider an out-of-court settlement of the issue in the overall interest of our state. Your Excellency would also do well to intervene in the issue of elected local government chairmen, vice chairmen, councillors, and supervisory councillors who some time ago were suspended and removed from office. Our appeal is that you consider paying them their entitlements, since it is now late for them to return to their offices. This can also be through the out-of-court settlement. Your Excellency, for us in the APC, as the opposition party in the state, we have a duty to ensure that your government does the right thing always." Okay, all right. And I think I'll stop right there from the letter. But the PDP have been reacting anyways to this letter. They put out a statement. I would read that statement, but I think it would even be better if we get to hear directly from the publicity secretary of the People's Democratic Party here in Edo State. I'm talking about Mr. Chris Nehikari. Yeah, good morning, Mr. Nehikari. Welcome. So, first off, let's talk about the Supreme Court victory of your candidate and the governor on Friday. We've heard the reaction of Chief Dr. Azegbemi, but overall, I mean, what is the mood in the People's Democratic Party at the moment?
Well, first and foremost, I think we have to thank the good people for the patience and the resilience they developed over that period. We are quite grateful and thankful to the Supreme Court and all Nigerians for supporting us in this quest. We were not surprised with the judgment, to tell you the truth. clear case of that we're going to win that case. This issue that we taken care of right from the High Court to the Appeal Court, and the Supreme Court was just putting a full final stop to the shenanigans of the APC. So we're not surprised at all. We expected the victory, and we also are very happy that it came out in a justifiable manner.
All right, we've seen congratulatory messages from the two major actors on the other side. We're talking about Comrade Adams Oshomole and Pastor Ize Iyamu. So let's start off with Comrade Adams Oshomole's congratulatory message to the governor. What is the reaction of the party to the message from the former national chairman of the APC?
Yes, like all congratulatory messages, we accept it, and we thank you for the message to send to the governor and to the people of Edo State. There was a congratulatory message in all ramifications.
Okay, and that's from Pastor Ize Iyamu. What was your reaction to it? Because we have seen a statement come from your office. We'll get into that statement soon. But if you say you accept all congratulatory messages, there was no reaction to that of Oshomole, but there was a reaction to that of Pastor Ize Iyamu.
But that of Pastor Ize Iyamu to us was more of not exactly congratulatory message. We had two paragraphs that were conflicting. If he has sent a congratulatory message to the governor publicly, and then his request for his appeal, he has not paid to the gallery to appeal to those requests, maybe our reaction would have been different. And also, don't forget, we're a political party. We represent the vast majority of those people. We know the pain that those people have gone through when APC and its leadership encouraged and stopped people that won elections to abdicate their responsibility, abdicate their seats. And throughout the election, we all know what has done. And in the course of the election, there were cases in court, and there were decisions by the House of Assembly validated by a competent federal court in Port Harcourt. And when these things have been done, you cannot reverse time. And I think those are the issues. And I think that is why PDP wanted to make things straight. And don't also forget, we want to have a government that is responsible to all of the people. We don't have to make hard choices and live by the choices we make. We want a state where everybody is treated equally and no sacred cows. And when people decide to use, sorry to pardon my English, bullshit a constituent, bullshit people that put them there, we do not now, the governor will not now, we don't expect the governor to now say, come back and take office. No. The election is not a year and a half away now, and the people will have the right to choose people that are ready to represent them, that will represent them. And in future, nobody will have the audacity to abdicate his responsibility after being elected by the people. When we keep pardoning people for forgiving and moving forward and all that, when you keep doing that, the society suffers. And so we have to take a very decisive decision, and that's our advice to the governor. Take a decisive decision. Those that have failed the people should not be encouraged to come back into their assembly, because first and foremost, the court has decided, the House of Assembly has decided their state, and we declare it vacant. The best thing for them to do now is to withdraw all of that cases they have in court. If they withdraw their cases in court, so that INEC can conduct a by-election into those states, this is the natural position, this is the natural trend of things. And our party encourages that. If they withdraw all the cases in court as it is today, the by-election will be held for those states. And if they win, we will congratulate them.
I couldn't help but notice that while you were talking, you said elections are about a year and a half away and the right things will be done. Are you saying these constituencies will remain without representation from now till 2023?
Oh, no, of course not. What I'm saying is that the APC former House of Assembly elect to withdraw all the cases they have in court so that INEC can conduct by elections immediately. That's what I'm saying, and that's the position of PDP.
But then some of the, let's say, points raised by Pastor Ize Iyamu in his letter, he said that your party had 13 cases against he and his deputy Okay, I'll read it verbatim. For the record, Your Excellency, your supporters had instituted 13 different pre-election cases against my deputy and I, all seeking to disqualify us from participating in the election. On our part, our party, the APC, had only one case against Your Excellency and your party. End of quote right there. I mean, I'd like you to speak to that particular issue. 13 against 1. Is that accurate?
Well, if they have 13, they have 13 against them, there must have been reasons for those things. There must have been rights. People are allowed to go. We do not quarrel that it took us to court. No, it is right. In Nigeria nowadays, the court process is part of the election. Now, when you win the people's vote, the loser usually goes to court to try to stick one to the other, try to disqualify technically. We have no quarrel with that. But the truth of the matter is, what actually baffles us at this point is Pastor Isaiah saying they have only one. No, they didn't have one. But they sponsored parties and they tried to include themselves through the back door to be into the other cases in court by other parties, and also asking for a declaration that when those cases fail, they become governor. You see, you cannot try to be clever by half by going through that route. Those are the things that we have to let people know. APC went to court. We all know APC went to court. And Pastor Zem and APC came in through the back door to be included as part of the respondent or part of the petitioner. So we cannot be fooled. Nobody can be fooled in this matter.
Apart from the House of Assembly members elect, that the 14 absentee members elect, so to speak.
Former members elect.
He raised the issue of councillors and supervisory councillors as well, who were suspended, and he appealed that the governor consider returning them to office and also paying them their entitlements as well. Yes, I'd like you to also speak to that as well. I mean, these ones did not. I think
I was quite clear on that matter.
No, you spoke about the members elect. You didn't speak about the councillors.
I did. I think, you see, people involved in issues should have the right to make their request themselves. I don't think the former candidate, the candidate of APC, Pastor Zayano, has the locus to be making those demands on behalf of people who have not made the demand. You know, those people, they are alive, they are human beings, they should make the demands that I said so sometimes, claiming my entitlement. Nobody should be acting on their behalf. You know, I think that's our position. If Mr. A believes he was unfairly treated and he needs his entitlement, he should demand for it. It's not a trade union or a group matter, it's an individual matter. They all know the council, the third under, they can make their request to their councils. The government is not the one that determines that council chairmen are paid. The councils have their own finances, they're autonomous.
Okay. All right, now that all the court cases are done and dusted, what do we expect going forward, both from the governor and from the party in power as well? Are we going to see a break in the impasse, the deadlock? We understand that the governor has not appointed a cabinet yet because of some political, internal political affairs in the PDP. Are we going to see that clear up now?
I think you should understand that and appreciate that the governor came in from another party to PDP, so the ticket, contested an election and won. And you understand that the transition was very quick in the sense of moving from one party to the other, going straight into an election, and all these things were done at lightning speed. For us to achieve what we achieved with the election, the margin we did, and having the trust and the belief of the people, we did not have time to sit down to make some decisions and do some discussion. And at this, in the last few months, this is what has been going on. Those negotiations and discussions are going on, and I can tell you, it will be very fruitful. And in the next few weeks, the governor will begin to make his appointment known to other people. But don't forget, the government has been running smoothly. The roads constructions have been going on. COVID has been forced, health, education, all the indices which you mentioned in successful government, all this have been going on. Have been going on, and nothing has stopped us. The What we've got, or what we've missed, is the appointment of commissioners and other political appointees into government, which will be done. But in the meantime, government is still running.
All right. We must thank you very much, Mr. Chris Naikari, Publicity Secretary, People's Democratic Party, Edo State. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay. You heard him there. He said government has been running smoothly, regardless that these consultations, political permutations are now ongoing, and that in the next couple of weeks, those appointments will happen. Yeah, we understand that there was when the governor crossed over from the APC to the PDP, usually, you cross with your loyalists, the people who are still loyal to you, into a new party. But then when you go into that new party, there are people who were there before you came in. And those people who were there before you came in, there's that political rivalry. Okay, yes, you've come in, fine. We support you for our party to win. But these ones who came in with you, they cannot come to our party and displace us because we were here before they came. So that whole back and forth will still be there. And we understand that is why, or that is part of the reasons, why a cabinet has not yet been constituted by the governor himself. But the publicity secretary of the party is saying, don't worry, those conversations are ongoing right now, and very soon we will hear a new story. That's it. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, it's going to be the last lap of the program. Stay with us, please.